There's a reason why you're watching this video right now. You have been wanting to become rich, but you just don't know how to get there. And you might think you do, and you might even know. But if you're seeing this video and you already know this, perhaps maybe this is just a confirmation from the universe that you're on the right track, or a confirmation in the techniques used to get to becoming rich. Welcome to Make Your Ancestors Proud. This channel is about the law of attraction, manifesting, using Neville Goddard's techniques, as well as it being intertwined with the art of Stoicism. So the first thing to becoming rich, obviously, would be to plant the seed. Now, if you take a look around you everywhere, this is more than just financials, but all the buildings around you, all the art and stuff, it all starts with an idea. The idea to get to this point. But these ideas just don't come out of nowhere. You must first plant it into your mind. The concept of catching these ideas as they float through the space above our heads. The reason why I say this is you've probably noticed, if you're a person who's came up with some ideas, you might have noticed that you look up your idea and you find that somebody else has also had this idea. It's the same with like art. You've seen other people, or maybe yourself, make a song, and next thing you know, it already sounds like a song that's been out there that you've never heard. Or you paint something and you see that this is very similar to others' painting. That's because these ideas are up in the air, and we are tuning our minds to capture them like a radio frequency. So you must plant the seed for your mind to capture these ideas, and then you must act on them. Now, how do we tune our minds to capture these ideas? Well, there's a bunch of techniques out there, but personally, I think the best are Neville Goddard's, which have worked wonders for me. And basically the idea behind Neville Goddard's technique is, as you're falling asleep, you want to visualize and you want to capture the emotion of the visualization. Now, this isn't just visualizing, as if you had something. You must visualize. This isn't visualizing what it's like to have something. You are also capturing the emotion to show the universe that you already have it. So what I mean by this is visualizing it in the first person and feeling the emotion. That is the most important thing that Neville Goddard teaches about, is feeling the emotion of having it. So make sure when you're visualizing, you are doing it in a first person. Now, for people that have trouble with visualizing, as myself, I'm sure some of you can relate out there, but it's hard for you to visualize. Now, you can also visualize other senses, not just visually. You can imagine other senses, what I should say. You can imagine the smell. Say you're good at imagining smells, you can do that. Or perhaps even touching. Let's say you want to imagine a new car or something. Imagine touching, feeling the leather steering wheel. Or that money that you want. Imagine holding those stacks of cash. Or, if your visualizing does work well, you can imagine holding your phone and intertwine the feeling of holding your phone with your visualizing, as if you're looking at your phone, looking into your bank account and seeing the millions of dollars that's just sitting in there. Now, the more you combine these senses of touch, taste, feel, sight, hearing, the stronger the visualization is, which allows you to capture the feeling much better. Now, here's what I want you to do tonight. I want you to write down on a piece of paper what you want. Let's say the money for this instance. You want to become rich. You want to have this immense wealth. I want you to write down a scene that describes this to you, and make sure it's in the first person. Now don't steal this scene here. I'm going to give you an example scene. I'm sitting there in my chair looking at my phone at my bank account, and I see these millions and millions of dollars sitting in my bank account. And I can just feel the happiness that I am no longer stressed about money, and I'm no longer stressed about what I'm going to eat next, or if I ever want to buy something, I can buy it. And I capture that feeling. And this feeling is unique to you, by the way. There's no set feeling out there. If this feeling makes you anxious, imagine being anxious, which I don't know why you would want that if that's the case. But most of the time, if you're normal, the feeling is going to be very happy. And it may be a little brief happiness, and you might end up just being content with everything. That's okay. Imagine that. Because really, at the end of the day, it's what you feel like that feeling is going to be. And then you will feel it once you get it. So once you have your scene down, I want you to lay in bed, and as you're falling asleep, that 5-minute window, I want you to visualize this scene. I want you to sit there and just replay it in your head over and over and over again until you fall asleep. Try not to focus on anything else, and it can even help you beforehand to take a few breaths while doing it. Just don't sit there and breathe too much. I've noticed I fall asleep way too soon and I end up not visualizing. It can even help to sit up in bed for a while and visualize this. And right when you capture the feeling, lay down and continue visualizing and feeling that feeling until you fall asleep. That could also help. That helps me out whenever I notice that I will fall asleep too early. Now, let's say all set is done correctly. The next day comes, you finished it, you did it perfect, but you're still not rich. Well, that's because you have to be consistent with it. And you have to understand that things take time to manifest. I can't stress this enough. You must be consistent with it. Show the universe that you truly want this. You have to do it every day, and you have to try to live in the moment of having that. And it even helps doing this throughout the day as well, not just as you fall asleep. I've noticed there's times where, let's say I wanted something. I'll be at the gym while I'm hitting the punching bag. I'll imagine that thing while I'm hitting the bag. It's important to be in the moment, but it's okay to also add elements to the moment that you're in. And just try to feel the feeling of it being there. For instance, let's say I'm out for a walk somewhere, and I really want this new gold chain that cost $1,000. I can imagine myself as I'm walking wearing that golden chain. I can imagine the weight of it around my neck. I can imagine the touching it and the feeling of it, and just the heaviness of it against my neck. And I can imagine the feeling of people noticing it as I'm walking by and saying, wow, that is a really nice chain. So you have to live in it, and it's not just this brief moment of being as you fall asleep. Now, the reason why we do this, and the reason why Neville Goddard teaches us, is because this is the point in time where your subconscious mind is most impressionable. But it is still impressionable throughout the day. It just depends on what the conscious mind is thinking on. So it is important to not just do this as you fall asleep, but throughout the day as well. Now again, why this works is because we're planting the seed to take action. You can't just plant the seed and then not take action. You plant the seed and then you watch as your thoughts will capture the ideas floating above us in the air. And you will become essentially a machine for ideas on making money or even opportunities. Let's say, for instance, you want to win the lottery and you imagine that feeling of winning the lottery. The idea of buying the lottery ticket on a specific day and choosing the right numbers will be captured within your mind, but you must take action on that. You can't just let it slip away. Now, let's say you did do this and you did play those numbers and you didn't win. That's okay, because everything has a timing. You're going to experience these losses first before you get that win. So it is important to plant this seed. That's basically all here. Make sure you guys subscribe. I'm going to be posting videos every single day, as well as shorts. That is all based around manifestation and the law of attraction and helping you achieve your dreams and making your ancestors proud. Bye-bye.